Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, which that would be weird if this was your first video. I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I did film a little over the holidays, so I thought I'd put it together in a video. So it is the 23rd, so it's the Christmas Eve, I guess, and I'm making us something to eat. I'm trying to do like something a little healthier. So this is kind of like inspired by a HelloFresh meal, but it's more than one. I just kind of mashed it together just with things that I had on hand. I was like, you know what, I can throw us together something real quick. It was delicious though, but it came together in like no time. So I'm just getting that together, and then we were gonna watch a movie. I would just put some sesame seeds and green onion on top, and just looking at it now is making me feel hungry. But we're watching The Family Man, which I love this movie so much. I talked about it in an earlier video. It was like one of my must watches. We always like to watch the previews when we watch the VHS, and it was a preview for the movie Notting Hill that was going to be in theaters soon, I think. So funny. But and then we were watching Miracle on 34th Street later when it was dark out. And Marley was down here with us, which is so cute. She was sleeping on the ottoman over the Christmas holidays. Then we're going to bed after that. All right, so now we've made it to Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is my favorite. Apparently, I felt the urge to do laundry that morning. I probably just needed to, but anyway, I'm making us breakfast. This is something that I usually do. We're very grateful that we have so much time during Christmas now, because in the past we used to have to work like even on Christmas Eve. So very, very grateful that we just have a lot of time now and feel like we can really enjoy the holidays. But it was snowing. It's kind of hard to tell. I tried to point it at the black roof to see the contrast, but so excited. It was like, honestly, we had perfect Christmas weather. But I had gone downstairs and grabbed a bunch of VHS and DVDs of the things that I like to watch on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and just brought them upstairs. My ideal Christmas is getting to just be at home and be cozy, and watch like movies and Christmas specials. That's like my ideal, so that's just what we do. And we usually have our lights on like a timer that come on like in the evening, but on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day we just turn the timer off and have them on like all day. I mean, we turn them off when we go to bed, but basically as soon as we get up we turn them on, so it's nice and festive in there. Marley was getting a drink, and I don't know if you can notice, but she keeps like lifting up her paws periodically because she doesn't like her feet getting wet. But yet she chooses to exclusively only drink from the sink, so go figure. So while I was making breakfast, I also made some of this like onion soup mix dip. My dad used to make this all the time when I was growing up, so it reminds me of like my childhood. And my sister had posted it like the day before that she was making spinach dip, and then that made me want it. And I remembered that I had this spinach dip mix in the cupboard, so I just made a little of that at the same time. So we got breakfast all ready, and we're eating off paper plates because that's the Christmas gift I give to myself, less dishes. And so we're all set in here. I got coffee and orange juice. I've been drinking so much orange juice since I've been sick. And we're going to watch, I think this one is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It has like Fred Astaire as the narrator. He's like the narrator in another Rankin Bass, I think an Easter one. I just love it so much. So watch that, and we were going to watch Rudolph. I think it actually had been a couple of years since we watched Rudolph. So I was excited to watch that. One of my favorites. I love the snowman. My videos keep getting copyrighted because I've been showing what we've been watching in the videos, so I don't know if it'll happen where I'm showing it on the old TV. But after watching a few cartoons, I had a shower and then just changed into clean pajamas. So I'm wearing this Mickey sweater for Christmas, which ended up being like way bigger than I thought. And then we were watching the Christmas Vacation movie, so John had a Christmas Vacation shirt on, so I was like, okay, I should put mine on too. And then after I was getting ready and stuff, I went in to see Marley. She was sleeping on John's bed, and then I noticed that it was still snowing, which made me so happy. It actually snowed the entire Christmas day and overnight, and or Christmas Eve day and overnight and Christmas Day. So it was like the perfect white Christmas. I'm just so happy. I guess it sucks for people who like had to travel or needed to travel, but I've had enough non-white Christmases and I was not feeling super festive. I had been feeling a little bit more festive in like maybe the week before Christmas, but I don't know, it didn't really feel like Christmas. I mean, I was happy and grateful and everything, but it was just different. So after I got ready, came down, we're gonna have some of this Christmas punch that I make most years. And I was gonna have some chips with the onion dip I had made earlier, and we were gonna watch Christmas Vacation. I was really feeling super festive with like the snow that had come down, and yeah, I was so happy it was snowing. It's like the one thing that I just really, really love at Christmas time, but I love this movie so much. Usually I always watch it on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Marley was super cute. She got like right in between us. There was like a little bit of space between the pillows. And then for dinner, like all we ended up having was just some snacks, like veggies and dip and stuff. And I'm realizing that now we're watching the Santa Claus is Coming to Town with Fred Astaire. And earlier it was Frosty. It's hard for me to see the TV. And then we're watching Garfield's Christmas, which is one of my favorites. I loved Garfield so much when I was a kid. I love like the Thanksgiving special and the Halloween one. I still watch those. And so our like tradition in our family, well, together, but also when we were growing up, is we opened a gift on Christmas Eve. In my family, we could open whatever gift we wanted, unless there was a gift that, you know, maybe it was like our big gift. We were told we weren't allowed to open it, but we got to just pick whatever gift we wanted. I don't know if John got to pick whatever gift they wanted. I know a lot of people do like pajamas, so that might have been what they do. What we usually do now is we pick the gift that we want the other person to open. But John, I asked him if there was one, and he said no, he didn't care what one. So I just picked one. I already knew what it was, but it is this thing that I've wanted forever, the Samsonite train case, vintage of course, but I've wanted one of these for so long, and this one is in incredible condition. The outside not so much, but I don't care as much about that. But it came with the tray that wasn't cracked or broken or anything, and the inside is in insanely good condition. Like, I've seen a couple of these in person, but they haven't been in good enough condition. And I've seen them online too. Like, they're quite expensive. Most of them are in the US, and it's really expensive with the exchange rate and shipping from the US to get it to Canada. So to get one would be like over $100 easily. So I was very, very excited that he got me that. He got me it like way back in February or March, I think, and I knew about it. And I gave John his slippers to open, which I thought was kind of a lame gift. I was saying, oh, it's kind of a lame gift, I don't know. But he was actually very excited. He's like, I was hoping that you got me slippers. John is a very hard person to buy for, because I'll ask him if there's anything he wants, and he'll just say no. So, and he doesn't like want for much in life either. And so after we opened our gift, we were watching some more cartoon specials. So we're watching Charlie Brown's Christmas, which I love. It's one of my favorites. And I actually have the original broadcast from 1965. So that's what we were watching. And then we were watching The Grinch, which I also love watching on Christmas Eve. And then we're pretty tired, even though it's probably only like 8 o'clock. And so we went upstairs, and Mickey's Christmas Carol is my favorite Christmas like special. And so I usually always watch that before I go to bed. So we just watched it in my room and then went to bed. So it's Christmas morning. I'm up at 3:37. Marley woke me up. And I just knew I wasn't going to get back to sleep. So we're just hanging out together. I turned the tree on. For some reason that keeps her calmer. I just didn't want her to wake John up at like 3:30 in the morning. John's he likes a lot more sleep than I do. Well, I guess I would like more sleep, I just don't get it. So I had given her some food when I got up to make my coffee, so she was very, very much enjoying that. She's so cute. Whenever she gets done eating and she jumps up on the bed, like she just looks so happy and so grateful, like, thanks mom. So cute. I also usually never feed her this early either, so I think she's probably pretty happy, but I just wanted to try and keep her calm so that she wasn't waking John up in essentially what most people would consider the middle of the night. But I had made a coffee, and I was using my mug that John got me for Christmas, but he gave it to me early because he thought I'd want to use it for the holiday season. So after a little bit, I decided to just go downstairs with my coffee, and I was going to watch this Ziggy's Christmas special. I love Ziggy so much. I feel like it's more of a 70s and 80s thing, but I love him. So I just put that on, and I got the tree on and everything. And then I thought John would be a long time, but he ended up waking up before the special was even over. So usually when we're opening our gifts, we just listen to Christmas music, so I just put this playlist on Spotify so that I didn't have to keep changing the record. And we do stockings in our family. And we both did them growing up as well. In my family, like at my mom's, we just got gifts. We never really got food. But in John's family, they just got food. So I guess we do like a combination of that. At my dad's house, we would get food, like candy and stuff. But my mom, I've mentioned before, my mom was like the healthy mom. So I would get things like just small gifts, like cassette. I remember getting a lot of cassette tapes as gifts in my stocking. That's like the one thing that really stands out. But John got me some, he found some like vegan white chocolate and orange chocolate, and I was so freaking happy. He said I found it like very last minute. And all of the gifts are usually wrapped in the stocking too. In John's family, they didn't wrap the gifts in their stocking, but in my family, we did wrap them, so we just wrap them now because I think it's funner. But in John's family, they didn't wrap gifts, so it was so weird the first Christmas that we spent together. But I just thought I would show you some of what was in my stocking. Actually, I think I'm showing you everything that was in there, but we always open our stockings first too on Christmas morning. I've heard some people say they like don't open their stockings until January 1st, which is different. I've also heard a lot of people say that their stockings would be like in their bedroom when they were a kid and they were allowed to just open it like before their parents got up. But we also had these, we got these lotto tickets for stockings as well. They're not, I wanted to get a different kind. It's like a bundle or something, but they were sold out of them. So we just got these ones instead. We've never done that before, but we're thinking about making it a tradition because it was a fun thing to do. So John made a pile of all the presents because sitting on the floor opening gifts in your 40s just doesn't feel as good as it did in your 20s. So I thought I would show some of the gifts that I got. I got this wet brush that's Wicked themed, which I am so freaking excited about. We happened to be in Walmart like maybe a month ago or something, and I seen it. I was like, John, you should get this for me for Christmas. I'm so happy. And he also got me this Hello Kitty like mirror, and it came with a keychain with her little bow on it. They have like a lot of Hello Kitty stuff because it's the 50th anniversary. And then I got this Body Shop mango moisturizer, which is one of my favorites. It smells so good, but it also works really well. And it's winter here, so it's very, very drying on the skin. But he also got me more of that film. He had some in my stocking as well. And then he got me this adorable mug that's Hello Kitty and mushrooms, so it's very 70s. So I love that. And then he got me this. This is something that I had when I was a kid. I don't have anything like from my childhood really, but this is something I think it was called a keeper, but like spelled Key. They had bigger versions that actually had like a key that you would put in the shell to open up, but I don't know, just holding it felt so weird because it was like a big part of my childhood. But I just didn't have anything from my childhood for, I don't know, I guess a bunch of reasons. And Riley came down to find out what was going on, which is funny because she's usually not downstairs this early, but she was like, something's happening down there. So cute. And then I also got this, it's a caboodle, but it's from the 90s, like the late 90s. And I had the exact same one when I was in high school. It's like what I kept my makeup in. I used to like to do my makeup like sitting cross-legged on my bed. So I would use the mirror in here and I would do like my hair, like straighten my hair on my bed too. Cause I used to set the straightener on the bed and my mom would flip out anytime she saw me doing that. Cause she's like, you're going to burn the house down. I didn't burn the house down. So I just had, mine was a different color, but it was so weird, seeing it again. Cause like, again, it's weird when I think I've said this before, but when you like just have something and you see it every day for years of your life and then you don't see it for a long time, when you do, it just like instantly brings it all back. I don't know. Anyway, he also got me this record, this, like the Tommy Dorsey band, but that's how Frank Sinatra got his start. So it's like a double record. And then this is like one of my most coveted vintage pieces that I've wanted forever. It's this avocado shaped and color. I think it came in different colors. Little like, I would use it as like a little carry-on maybe, but for like traveling. And I'm so happy. It's an amazing shape inside too. We actually found this when I was filming in the Antique Mall for Christmas. This was in one of the booths and I audibly gasped when I seen it because I've never seen one in person before. And so John was like, oh, I can get you that for Christmas if you want. And I was like, okay. And it was only $28, which I think is an amazing deal. So after we opened our gifts, we scratched the tickets and one of us won $20 and one won $15. So like $35, not bad. The tickets themselves cost $30. So you're like up $5, but we bought like 2 of each of the tickets. So, and then, we are not big Christmas dinner people. Like we never really make it. If we do, it's usually not on Christmas Day because I think Christmas Day should be for relaxing, not for cooking a big meal or going somewhere to eat a big meal. So we were just going to do like a lazy version of that on that day. So I was taking out the Brussels sprouts to get them thawed. And then we were just going to have these little like turkey cutlets. They're small and they come like 4 in a bag. And then I was gonna have these other ones when we made our actual dinner, but they come with gravy, so I was taking all the gravy out so I could just combine it together. And then John likes this roast, so this is what we're gonna make later, which I do show when we do that. But another tradition, at least in my family, I don't think in John's family, but is we would always put like Baileys in our coffee in the morning. And so John was sort of doing that, not with Baileys because it's not vegan, but he was putting some Kahlua, salted caramel Kahlua, and some coffee flavored whiskey, I guess. And it was good. I tried it, but I did not feel like it on that day because I wasn't actually feeling the greatest on Christmas. But this is something that we would always do, like at my dad's house. I mean, obviously not when I was like an actual child, but and usually I make breakfast for us on Christmas Day, like a big breakfast. But like I said, I wasn't feeling that good, so I said to John, I think I might just want to eat some toast. So that's all I did. But we were watching The Grinch this year on Christmas Day, and we had like our pillows and everything down here for comfort and coziness. And so later in the day, I tried the method where you just squish the Brussels sprouts down. It was okay. So we're just having a couple of those cutlets. I was just having some fries, the like last of a bag of fries in there, but John had made some mashed potatoes for himself. I'm not a big mashed potato person either, so I wasn't feeling mashed potatoes. We just got some like canned mushroom gravy. It was fine. It took like just a couple minutes. but it was good for like a lazy pseudo Christmas dinner type of meal. Marley was really loving this ottoman with the blanket on it. John had brought it up like for himself to use, but I don't think he really got to use it very much. So now it is Boxing Day. I don't know if every country calls it Boxing Day, but it's the 26th. Now we're having our breakfast that I was going to make the other day. But our tradition on Boxing Day is to watch the movie Office Space for like the last 5 or so years, I think. So we just happened to do it one year, and then we just started doing it every year. So now it's a tradition. We didn't really do much that day. Where we live in Canada, all of the stores are closed on Boxing Day. So like everybody, well, almost everybody, I would say, you know that you're going to get the 25th and the 26th off. So that's kind of nice. But most places are open like on the 26th, like other parts of Canada. And that's when all the Boxing Day sales start, which again, I'm not sure if other countries have that, but it's sort of like Black Friday kind of sale thing. Like everything's super cheap. So on the 27th is kind of when that starts here. So we were going out, not necessarily for that, but since we were out, I had to go to Walmart to look for something. And then I thought, well, while I'm here, I may as well take a look. All the Christmas stuff was 40% off. So I just thought I would take a look. It was insanely busy. I guess it would be a good time to buy Christmas stuff, but I don't really buy any new Christmas stuff. But I thought I would take a look just in case they had some things that were like vintage inspired looking that I might want, but I didn't really see anything that I cared for. There were some cute things there, but not really my style or like that I would want to get. I was thinking though, while I was there, I should look at their ornaments, like their licensed ornaments. So we don't have a Christmas Story ornament, so I was like, maybe we could get a Christmas Story ornament, because if it's 40% off, I think Walmart usually has them for like $10 or $12, but we couldn't find them anywhere, so we just gave up. But we do end up finding different ornaments, which I'll show you everything we did end up buying on this day, which wasn't that much. I thought this ornament was kind of cute, like very vintagey inspired, but not enough to buy apparently. So I needed to go to the drugstore because I wanted a bunch of things. So we went there next, and then we went to the mall because, and being in the mall gave me such like 90s vibes, because is what we used to do in the 90s on Boxing Day. But yeah, it's so weird. Where we live, we don't have a mall, and where we used to live, they do have a mall, but it's been basically a dead mall for probably like at least 15 years, if not 20. So being in a mall that's not a dead mall is like such a vibe, like from the 90s. But I was looking for the Christmas display. This is actually very like toned down in comparison to the Christmas displays I remember. Not that I'd been to this mall before, but anyway, the real reason we went down here is because we were going to the movies and we were going to see Wicked. Got some popcorn. I wish I would have filmed the bag because it was like a Wicked themed popcorn bag, but I was so excited to see this movie. I couldn't wait. It was like the best thing. And then after the movie, we went to KFC to get something to eat. And my main motivation for that is because it's also a Taco Bell, was to get some Baja Blast. We just got the plant-based chicken sandwich, which I didn't even film. I'm pretty sure I've showed it a bunch before. Mostly I was excited about the Baja Blast, but we drove home because it's over an hour away. Marley was very mad at me. She was just sitting up here on the stairs, looking down and meowing at me. I felt so bad. This was only, I think, like the second time I left the house in December. So she's very used to not being alone, so I do feel bad anytime I do leave. So even after like had a shower and got ready for bed, she was still just sitting in the chair and she would not get up on the bed with me. She was pissed. But eventually she caved once she realized she was missing out on her cuddles and snuggles. So eventually, probably like an hour went by before she finally slowly creeped up on the bed. It's very cute. She started to purr so loud though once I was after a while when I was petting her. It was so cute. Like, she was so happy, but she needed me to know that she was mad first. So I'll show you everything we ended up getting. So we got these 2 ornaments. We went in like a video game store because John wanted to see if they had something, but they didn't end up having it. And I saw this Skeletor ornament, which the He-Man Christmas special is one of my favorites. I loved He-Man when I was a kid. So I saw the Skeletor and I was like, we have to get that. And then I ended up seeing the He-Man. And then we went to a different store called Winners. They tend to have like just discounted things from other stores, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, they had this Hello Kitty Christmas like platter that was so cheap. I mean, it was cheap anyway, and then it was marked down. So not that I need more Christmas stuff, but I felt like I needed that. And then I also noticed these ramekins, and I was like, well, I do use ramekins a lot, so I got the ramekins too. But I mean, it was pretty inexpensive. And I just love Hello Kitty, so I'm quite happy I found these. And then the only thing I did end up getting from Walmart was some wrapping paper. So I got this set. This was 60% off, I think. And I got this one because I felt like a lot of the patterns looked kind of timeless, almost like would pair well with vintage paper. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get this. It was pretty inexpensive. And then we did also find these. They're like, at first I thought they were actual jelly beans, which I've never been able to find vegan ones, but we saw these gummies. We just saw those in the line while we were in Winners. And then it's the next day, so the 28th, we're finally going to make Christmas dinner. But I just made myself a breakfast bagel for, like a BLT bagel for breakfast. We started watching the 2nd season of Tulsa King now that we're like over Christmas. Marley's still rocking the ottoman, which is so cute. And so later in the day, we decided to make the Christmas dinner. So we're making it like super lazy. So John has his roast. I only actually really like instant mashed potatoes, but we had bought a bunch of raw Brussels sprouts because those are our favorite, but the grocery store where we live doesn't have them all the time, only usually around the holidays. So I tossed them in a little olive oil and put that seasoning on. John makes his roast with like carrots and onion in it. And I'm just having one of these little, like, it's like a mini, like a little mini stuffed turkey. I don't know. It's quite good though. And we just use box stuffing. That's actually the only kind of stuffing I like as well. So we just got our little Christmas dinner here. So that's it for my holidays. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Mine was great. Don't get me wrong. I just felt like a little sad and I don't know, just like not as festive as normal. And so it didn't really feel like Christmas. Like it did, but it didn't. It's weird. But I hope everyone had a nice holiday, and tomorrow is New Year's, so this will be my last video before that. So happy New Year, everyone. And then I might not post again for like another week or something. John's off for the next week, so I might just enjoy that time together. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.